I'm here with Mari Humberg. Last week, she was on the channel teaching us all about the third shot slice drop. You guys loved that video so much, we brought her back, and today she's gonna teach us all about slice returns. Mari?
Looking forward to it. Let's do it. All right, so I slice return a lot, and a lot of people don't love that, okay? So I'm gonna give a disclaimer here. Slicing returns generates more spin on the opponent's side. I know this, okay? I'm doing it on purpose, and there's a reason for that. So today I'm gonna go through some of those reasons and how I hit this shot. Now, please don't go around and just try to slice everything and think it's gonna work. It doesn't work like that, okay? But this is a really good option to add to your arsenal. So the first step is making sure that we have the correct grip. So the grip is actually gonna be the same as the slice drop that we talked about last week. So Continental, once again, if you wanna get there, it's like a handshake with your paddle. Bring it all the way down and you're at Continental. You're gonna be hitting it with the same grip for the forehand and the backhand side. So the second step is gonna be to make sure that you have enough space to hit the ball out in front. The slice return is not something that you wanna hit behind you. You can't really be late on it or the ball's gonna pop up. So I like to back up and make sure I give myself as much space as possible so I can then step into it.
And would you say with like the slice drop, you said you kind of want to be like flowing through it?
Yes.
Is it the same thing with this, or do I want to be stationary and then start moving?
That's a great question. So you're actually gonna wanna flow through this one, and when we hit it, it's gonna get a little bit easier to see, but you're gonna almost want to, it's not a full stop, it's a pause, right? You're gonna pause to hit, and then you're gonna go through it. But it's not gonna be a full stop, or you're not gonna be able to get to the kitchen line as quickly as you want to.
Yep.
The third step is the actual hitting, right? The actual shot making. So the important part here, you actually want to try to contact the ball in the highest point possible. That's a misconception, right? For some reason, people want to let the ball come low for you to slice. No, you can slice from wherever the ball is.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. So I'll take that ball.
Yeah.
So you almost want to strike the ball at the apex every time.
Absolutely.
Where when you hit a third shot drop, you want to make contact as the ball starts to decline.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right. So basically, let's say someone's hitting a topspin serve. So the ball's going to be up here.
Right.
You don't have space to let it come back down.
Right.
You're going to run into the fence here. So you have to contact it here. Now, this is what's important. This shot is an offensive shot. It's not defense, okay? For some reason, there's an association between slice and defense. It's not. We're going to attack this return, okay? So we're gonna hit it at the top, at the apex of the ball, and attack it. We're gonna go into the ball.
Run through it.
Run through it.
Got
so
it.
that we can make that ball come down and for the opponents to have to hit up. Now, yes, I know a lot of comments, a lot of people are gonna come and say, yes, it's gonna give them a ton of spin. Yeah, it will, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But hitting the ball down and hitting with that slice is actually gonna give you plenty of time to get up to the kitchen line before your opponents hit their third.
Jumping out of the video for one quick second, guys, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button. I put so much effort into reaching out to pros, trying to get them on my channel so you can learn and get a free lesson as well as myself. Do me a solid, let's get back into it. I know like the misconception, like you said, is not a misconception, but it gives the opponents a ton of spin.
Right.
But at the same time, if somebody slices a return at me, I feel pressure, like the ball's gonna go into the bottom of the net
Right.
if I don't really aim high on it.
Absolutely.
So it's also threatening. I think people really don't just like understand like the benefits and the cons.
Absolutely, and think about it. How hard is it to drop a slice return?
Yeah, I'm petrified if I see a slice coming at me.
You're
you know?
probably going to drive it,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
So
gonna
you
drive
are
it.
basically taking options away from your opponent. So yes, there's benefits and there's bad parts to it too. But you have to essentially weigh that out and see who it works against, when it works. In pressure moments, it's a really good return, and things like that.
Nice. Nice, wow.
All right, so since this is not a shot that a lot of people use or there's, for some reason, a lot of negativity around this shot, right? I want to talk about 3 good things and 3 bad things that this shot might cause. Good thing, I feel like it's somewhat easy to maintain consistency with this shot. So just like the slice drop that we talked about last time, I feel like this is a shot that once you start practicing a little bit more, it gets easier and you can keep consistency. Number 2, I think it creates a lot of pressure. We talked about this a little bit earlier, right? But they have to get under the ball. They're gonna have to bend their knees, and it's really difficult to drop, essentially their only option is going to be to drive.
Yeah.
And third, it's actually pressure for them to hit better serves.
I haven't thought of it like that.
If they don't, it's really easy to, I mean, if they hit a shorter serve and you slice the return, you're almost at the kitchen line already.
Yeah, before the ball even bounces on their side.
Correct. So I think it's easier to take early than hitting without slice. That's 3 benefits right there.
Hey. Yep. Oh, nice.
That was pretty good.
What would you say the cons are?
So the cons, it generates spin the other way, okay? Let me explain what that means because people say that, but they don't really understand it. When you're slicing, you're cutting through the ball, right? So the ball's actually spinning backwards, all right? So it's traveling this way. So it bounces and it keeps spinning. Now that person's gonna hit it. Now think about it. They're gonna hit it this way and it's gonna spin the same way.
Right.
Which means you're giving them more spin. Yes, I understand that concept, the ball's gonna dip more, but that means they have to hit it perfectly.
Right.
Okay, so that's one thing that could cause issues. Number 2, if you don't practice this, it's not that easy. So it's the con, I mean, we talked about the benefit, but you have to be able to time it right or the ball's gonna float. Okay?
Yes, yes.
So the timing here is super
That's
important.
the issue I have. I don't practice the slice. That's probably why. But whenever I slice the ball, it's like almost a meatball, and then they tee off on it and crank it. But when I watch you play matches, it's like a laser beam,
Right.
and then the people are like, oh,
I
you
can
know?
almost guarantee you're moving your wrist. We're gonna talk about that here soon when we look at your shot, okay, when I get to critique yours. But that's a lot of the wrist movement that we need it to go away. There is no wrist movement in this shot.
Locked
okay?
wrist, got it.
And the third thing that could be bad, for singles, for example, you're actually taking time away from yourself. So it's not always the best return. It's slower. So I guess that's a con too. It goes slower than if you hit through a shot. So
Right.
that could be good, that could be bad, but hopefully that opens a little bit more options for people to see that this could be a beneficial shot and it could hurt you as well. So there is a time and place to do it.
And I think like opponent dependent, like
Absolutely.
scouting the team, oh, they struggle with slice, or say they only like to drop. They don't really have a drive.
Right.
Maybe throw a slice return at them because it's much harder to handle a slice.
And there's a huge difference between men's doubles, women's doubles, and mixed doubles.
Right.
So for instance, in mixed doubles, I'm actually hitting flat returns a lot more because the guys tend to like it more than the girls do. So I'm still slicing almost 100% in women's doubles because the girls cannot accelerate as much as the guys can. So
Right.
there's a huge difference there. It really is opponent dependent.
I'm gonna serve some. Mari's gonna hit that infamous slice return, and we're gonna see how her ball comes and how I handle it. So let's do it. Yeah, nice. Yep. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Say, yep, that's my classic. Nice. Yep. Wow. So if I'm playing a game, I see those balls coming in. You saw from those examples, I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Say, yep, that. How does somebody, myself, the viewer, they see slice coming at them, how do they handle that effectively with confidence?
I think the biggest thing is actually anticipating where the ball's gonna bounce. So what was happening? I'm hitting that return and I see you panic, right? So you're back here and you're like, oh gosh, the slice is coming. So you basically just like locked your legs in
Right.
and didn't move. But do you have an idea of where the ball's gonna bounce when I hit it?
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay, so if you can read it, you should start moving towards it because the most important part of handling slices is your legs. You're gonna have to get under it. So with that, instead of like waiting and panicking, start moving towards it and getting low, whether
Okay.
it's a forehand or a backhand, so that you can get under that shot and spin it back.
Where do I want to make contact to the ball? You slice it, am I trying to short hop it? Am I letting it bounce all the way?
I think short hopping is the hardest things on slices. So
Oh.
I would most definitely not short hop a slice because the slice hits and like skids, right? So you don't want to try to short hop that. So you have to kind of wait for it to slow down.
So I want to basically gauge where the ball's bouncing
Correct.
and then position my body around to where, like, when it bounces with all the spin, I teach, like, after it bounces and it rises, the spin dies down a little bit.
It's the same
less
with the
heavy.
slice.
Same exact thing.
So it's basically gonna like stop. So like if I hit a slice, look at this. it stops a little bit earlier than the topspin would.
Ooh.
So you have to position yourself a little bit behind it, and then just be careful to not reach.
So get low with the legs
and
really like anticipate where it's gonna come.
Little steps are gonna help you a ton with handling slices.
Okay, anything else with that?
I think that's the biggest thing because again, it's gonna be easier to drive than to drop.
Right.
But on the drive, just make sure you accelerate.
I say when I teach like how to handle it, I say make sure you aim like 2 feet above where you normally would. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I think the biggest thing that we talked a little bit about too is actually hitting the third at who's coming in. So who hit the slice return.
Ooh.
Because if they're already standing at the line, which one of the players would be, it's gonna be really hard to make it dip to their feet.
Right.
You're not gonna have space. So hitting the third to the person coming in is even more important on this shot.
Got it. Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I'm gonna hit some slice returns and Mari's gonna critique me.
Let's see how it goes. That was not bad. Let me see one more.
Not bad?
Not
okay.
bad. Okay, even though you made that one, I preferred the first one better. Because this one you waited.
Okay.
Did you notice that you didn't attack?
Yeah, I waited and then like stepped.
Right, but I want you to like see when the ball's bouncing, go ahead and try to attack it.
Okay.
Okay, treat it as an attack, not as like a passive.
That's good.
Yep, let's see. Better. Ooh!
Oh my God. Now let me ask you this question
That was
real quick.
nasty.
That was nasty. The one that I just hit and the one before I kind of like hooked it under.
And you had too much wrist going.
That's bad. Okay, so it should
Not
just be
good.
like the one I just
Right.
hit was elite.
That was perfect.
Here we go.
There's no way they make that third. Let's see it again. Go. Yes. That's a good mistake.
Okay.
Because you see, the slices are supposed to go low.
Yeah.
Right? So the net mistake isn't the worst thing in the world here. Keep attacking it. Time it out in front of you. Go. Yes.
Good.
Perfect.
Okay.
How did that feel?
That felt good. I felt like I stopped a little. Do I want to like go through it all the way with the arm?
You can, but you don't have to generate that much power because your body's already moving forward.
Right.
That's the whole point, right? You don't have to do like a full swing like as if you were hitting topspin because your body's already moving.
Ah.
I don't follow through really.
So the one I
mean,
just hit was
It kind of
good.
just goes, yes.
Okay.
A smaller movement is good there.
Got it. Go, Zach. Yep.
See again. Go. Yes.
Oh my
Tanner.
gosh. Yeah, let's keep it going. One more, Zach.
Go. You see that I'm saying go because like you move slower. You already know the ball's gonna bounce short.
So
when
I
you
need
hit
to
that
go
serve.
early.
Go.
Yeah, okay.
One
Let's
more,
do another
Zach.
one.
Short, go. Yes. Look
Got
at
it.
that. And do you see how fast you got up to the kitchen?
I was up there before it bounced. The thing I just noticed that's
Yep.
good for the people listening, very compact, like just here to here.
Right,
I'm
because
not, you know?
That's the whole point of this shot. I think that's a huge advantage is that you're using your body so much that you don't have to swing.
Right.
So it's easier. It's gonna be harder to miss hit, for example.
Way easier.
Because I'm telling you to go because you're just waiting.
Yeah.
That's the habit that we have with slicing. You
Ooh.
wait. I want us to attack.
This is phenomenal.
This
Yeah.
is an attack.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see how hard those slices are going?
So attack
Do you think you
the
can
slice.
hit thirds on that? That's perfect.
That's good?
Did you see the difference in how you attacked that one instead of waiting?
I was thinking in my brain attack. Okay, here
Yep,
we go.
that's exactly it. Go again. Yep, a little bit late. Hit
Late.
that one really close to your body, and that's when it went up.
Okay.
That's the one that you talked about before, right?
Right.
That pops
right.
up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Look at that.
That was great.
That's within
Staying
a
low.
foot. Yes, exactly.
I think the main thing is like just trusting it. Normally I get hesitant and then only arm it.
And then you end up, it's not even arm, you end up wristing it.
Wristing,
It's not
like-
just you, everyone, right?
Yeah.
When we feel insecure in our shots, we start wristing things.
Right.
And that's when we start missing.
Right.
So maintaining your body compact and swinging through it with just your wrist and that Continental grip,
Right.
that's a great return.
Go again, Zach.
Yes, Tanner.
Ooh. Would you say, like, should I accelerate on the swing or just gradual?
You can. So that's two different slices,
I was
right?
accelerating, yeah.
This one was a little bit more accelerated.
Right.
Great. But that goes a little bit faster too. So now try to hit a slower one that's a little bit loopier instead of the really low one to give you plenty of time to go. Yes. Okay, now think
That's a
about
little
this.
too much, yeah.
But the concept is fine. So think about it. If you're gonna switch sides, if you're returning and have to switch, that's a great return.
Oh, like we're stacking.
Right. Because then you're giving yourself a little bit more time to unwind.
And even though that ball's like loopy, it's not like easy for him to hit.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Got it.
So I don't mind that height. I don't mind that speed.
Right.
You just have to dial it in and be able to like do it over and over
Consistent.
again, right?
Okay.
Exactly.
Zach, let's do another one.
Go. Perfect. That's a little bit shorter one too. You can vary the distances. You can vary all of that.
I'm gonna do another one accelerating. I like the accelerating a little more. Here we go.
Let's see. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it's not even accelerating. You're just attacking it more.
Yeah, I think I'm just like accelerating with the body.
With the body,
not
it's
the
not
arm.
with your arm,
That's
right?
the
It's
key.
with the body.
So the more offensive you want to be with this shot, I would say my observations from this is basically more physical with the body.
Correct. So you can, the more you attack it, the more aggressive you are with your body movement, the harder it's gonna go and the more backspin it's gonna get too. Because you're attacking the ball more, it's gonna add more action to it.
Right, this is great.
Yeah.
Zach, I wanted you to do one more. I want to show you guys what I think I see most people look like when they slice, and tell me if you agree or disagree.
Yeah,
Zach,
that's it.
Backhand. Would you say that's like...
That was too perfect. Is that what you were doing before?
I feel like maybe I was moving a little, but I feel like the classic I see is people plant, and it's just, ooh!
And then they're waiting. You were all the way back here after you hit. You're never gonna make it up to the kitchen line.
So that's the key. It's the body. You do not wait for the ball.
Don't wait for the ball. You attack. This is an offensive shot.
Yeah.
This is not a defense shot, right? Let's get that out of our minds. Slice here, especially on the return, is offense.
Right.
You're attacking the ball, you're getting up to the kitchen line super quickly, and you're putting pressure on your opponent to have to get a good third shot in.
Yeah, yeah, this is phenomenal advice.
Perfect.
Thanks so much for watching till the end of the video. I have to say, Mari, this was probably the most informative video on my channel of a year and a half. So thank you. I'm not even kidding. That was fantastic.
Thank you. And I want to see you using these shots, right?
I'm going to implement them. Now, where can the people find you? You coach yourself. You're actually going to start a Brazilian channel. You speak full...
That's right. Yeah, Portuguese is my first language, so this is my second language, so sorry for my English. Sometimes I mess up. But my Instagram is marihumberg.pb, and I started a Brazilian YouTube channel as well. So looking forward to being back here with Tanner, and hopefully you all learn a little bit from this one too.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.